everyone, and welcome back to, I guess this will be the Wednesday video instead of the last one. I think I said the last one was going to be the Wednesday video, but this is going to be the Wednesday video because this woman, Megsforfun, pissed me off a lot. So now we're going to take a look at her TikTok page. One, didn't realize she was 30. She's the same age as I am, and she is saying that she's challenging fat phobia with education and argumentation. I think false data and bad faith arguments is a better summation of what she does by that one video. I'm feeling saucy. We are just going to start looking through her channel, maybe look at 3 or 4 videos and call it a day. Do not go and harass her, please. I do not need the headache. And let's get on with it.
If you wear women's clothing, I need your help.
This is day 2 of me asking you to fill out the one question survey in my bio. It's a really simple question, which is what is your typical pant size in US American women's sizing? If you've already filled out the survey, thank you so much. No need to do it again. If you have not filled out the survey, I would greatly appreciate your responses if you wear women's clothing. To clarify a couple of things, one, the purpose of this survey is partially because I'm petty and somebody called me delusional. So I want to prove them wrong, but I want to use descriptive statistics to do so. And partially because being able to see this data and share it with people could be really helpful when we talk about size-inclusive movements in fashion. Oftentimes we say things like the math ain't mathing, but we don't get to see the math. I've currently gotten about 9,000 responses, which is amazing, but I would love to get as much data as possible. Because for the sake of this survey, all bodies are weighted equally, because it's not a question of health, obesity, etc., but a question of how we prioritize access to clothing, based on the bodies who need that clothing.
If you wear women's clothing, I need your help.
So actually, because she's bringing up statistics again, we're gonna touch on this real quick. Number one, Google form is not a very reliable form of statistics, especially since you said that based on how she phrased this, it makes it sound like one person can fill out the same form multiple times, which makes the data unreliable, because it's going to skew the data if that same person is filling out that form multiple times, because people can do that to manipulate the stats to justify their arguments. And I have no doubt that anyone in her community would do that. There's an easy way to at least make that more difficult, and that is by requiring a email attached to your submission and making it to where each email can only submit it once. You might even be able to do that based off IP address, but I don't know if Google lets you do that or not. I know that there is an option, though, to make it available once per email address, and while that's not a foolproof plan, it's more likely than what you're doing now. And actually, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look. Oh, it's not a Google form. Georgia State University. Huh. So I've done that once. Can I go do it again? Yes, I can. I can do it as many times as I want. So it wasn't a Google form. I stand corrected on that. Looked like a Google form from this. It looked like a Google form from this, but I guess I'm wrong. So I will admit fault there for my own assumptions. Still a bit of an issue that you can submit the same thing multiple times, especially with communities like the fat acceptance, fat liberation people, because they are desperate to prove the legitimacy of their arguments. And so I could definitely see people trying to mess with the data, posting their pant size multiple times over to try to skew the data in their favor.
To all of the new people who have followed me because of the survey, one, I'm going to let the survey kind of move throughout the internet for about a week, and then I have a couple of friends who do descriptive statistics. We'll put together a couple of graphs, and I will share them. Two, I would like to warn you, I am a shit show, and my content bounces around. Just this past week, I talked about feminist issues, intersectionality questions around the abortion ban and protests. I've shared fashion content, and I'm doing this. Sometimes I talk about teaching. Sometimes I talk about writing my dissertation because I am a PhD student in public communication. But I'm also a university instructor. So welcome, and it's nice to meet you, and I hope you stick around.
She is a university... Is she really a university instructor? If she's a PhD candidate, she could be. That's so disappointing given what we've seen from her bullshit. That makes me quite sad. It seems though like she has some friends that, if she says is to be believed, she has some friends that are more math savvy than she is, and I'm wondering if that's where she gets her false confidence from. But at least I say false confidence, but that's not quite it, actually. Her brazenness to put bad faith arguments out there.
It's almost as if I addressed this in the initial video. It's almost as if you looked in the comment section, you would see that the video made it onto the For You pages of thin women, of thin people. I currently...
Oh my god, is that really your fucking argument? We'll watch the rest in just a moment, but that is so fucking stupid. That is a dumbass fucking argument. So what if your video makes it onto the FYP page of thinner people? The point is that it's primarily heavier set women that follow you because of your type of content. You are still skewing the data. That's, oh my god, her condescension while being fucking wrong. Oh my god.
I have about 6,000 responses to the poll. I'm probably going to wait until I get closer to 10,000 before I share what the results are. But you're wrong because you don't understand how the TikTok algorithm works. So if you're going to be bold and loud, make sure you're right.
They are right, though. They are fucking right. You have how many... Okay, how many followers do you have? So you said you got 6,000 responses, but you have 129,000 followers. Meaning that it is completely within... Just because your video ended up on the FYP pages of thinner women does not mean that they fucking went to your fucking page and went to your fucking survey. The people that are most likely to take your survey are those that have a vested interest in it. And since you have made it very clear that you have a vested interest in fat liberation and fat acceptance, those that agree with you are more likely to take your survey because they want their views validated. Oh my god, it's not a matter of how the TikTok algorithm works. It's about understanding. For someone who says they're going for a PhD in fucking communications, you'd think you would be able to understand this fucking concept. That those that have a vested interest in what is being studied are more likely to pursue it and assist it with any way that they can. Thinner people don't necessarily give a shit. Because you guys are the ones that are constantly spouting your fat acceptance bullshit. I went ahead and took that survey just because I wanted to see what would happen if I clicked the link again, and that's fine. But there are people that can take it multiple times, so therefore the information can easily be skewed that way. 2, you have type of people following your account, the 100 and nearly 30,000 people following your account, and the ones most likely to fill out your fucking survey are likely to be larger women because that is what you focus on. You focus on plus size fashion. This survey to validate your fat acceptance ideology and fat acceptance bullshit. So yes, your data is going to be skewed, but by all means, go ahead and put it forth because I hope someone picks it up, tries to copy it, and realizes how fucking skewed your data was.
Clothing, I need your help. I created a Survey Monkey. It's one question. It's anonymous. I need you to fill it out.
It was originally a Survey Monkey. So then, wait, the one that I clicked on said Georgia State University. Yeah, it's now Qualtrics. Did the data from one carry over to the other? Did that happen? Did people fill out the same... Did they fill out both? Because people get confused fairly easily. Oh my god, there's so much wrong. There's so much wrong with your little fucking survey.
The link is in my bio and it'll be quick and easy. For this to work, I need this video to get to people who are outside of my demographic, because obviously my following demographic is going to skew plus size. But for those of you who don't know, I did a video where I applied a normal distribution based on the average pant size and what the CDC says the obesity rate in the United States is. And based on a normal distribution, it says that the frequency...
She's pulling this shit out again! And she doesn't acknowledge that it's fake fucking math! Oh my god! Oh, I've triggered my dog.
that somebody wears a size 2 is about the same as somebody wearing a size 36. Now, as any statistician will tell you, using just the average is going to create a skew, and you can't guarantee a normal distribution. Now, you don't need to be in the United States, but you do need to use the conversion of your size in US sizing. And if we get enough responses, I might be able to generate both the mean, median, and the mode to offer a better statistical answer to the question of whether or not there are the same number of size 2 people as there are size 30. If you
Mean, median, and mode all measure the same concept. You should also be looking at the range, looking at standard deviations would probably be good. Trying to replicate this would also be good, because right now there's so many lurking variables with your data set that it might as well not even matter. But I understand that this is just a preliminary look, and I don't think anyone necessarily expects it to be a good data set. It's mainly to get just an idea, but I'm really hoping that someone that does not start with a skewed demographic, because this was her big claim of, I need to hear from straight size people too, because I recognize that my audience skews plus, and therefore you think that because it made it onto a few thin people's FYP pages that you're, one, certain that they actually took your fucking survey, which is not guaranteed, and two, that still doesn't mean that your data won't be skewed. Because it's reaching far more plus size people than it is reaching average size people. So I ended up just expanding on her dumb shit. I ended up just on her fucking stupid survey. I need a break. I need a break from this stupidity. I need a break from this arrogance and this condescension. We're gonna leave it there. Do not go harass her, please. For the love of God, I don't need the headache of her and her flying monkeys coming at me. I don't need it right now. So, don't go harass her. And I'll see you next time. It's a short video this Wednesday, but I can only handle so much bad shittery. Editing hidden channel here. So I realized I got so frustrated with this. I signed off right after I said hello without giving any of my usual updates. There was actually a couple of things that I wanted to say, so rather than just leaving you guys with me being frustrated, I figured we would end with something a little happier. I've decided to not weigh myself again this week, but will likely weigh myself again next week and see where we are after that 4-pound gain. I am sticking to my targets, though, so I'm pretty happy about that. I had a fantastic week in terms of work. A kid that I've been working with since October surprised me. I would help him in his classes, and he would physically recoil from me anytime I tried to give him any help, and he made it very clear he did not want help from me. And I learned to eventually just start leaving him notes rather than coming up and talking to him personally, and he seemed to accept those. But this week, we were writing thank you notes in class, and he gave me one. He gave me one, and he smiled, and it said, "Thank you for helping me." It was amazing. It was probably one of the biggest highlights I've had student teaching this year, was getting a thank you note from that kid. I thought for sure that he he like either did not like me, he did not want me around him or something. I was not expecting. He also was one of my biggest improvers on a test I gave his class. And I got to pull him aside and congratulate him on that, and he lit up, and it was just really cool. On the workout front, I'm getting a lot better with running. I don't get short of breath nearly as often. Still, I'm dealing with some joint impact stuff. I think part of it, though, was contributed to by the kendo classes. I had my second kendo class yesterday, and I've kind of realized I don't think I'm going to continue with them, and not because I dislike them, but because it's triggering an old injury, a couple of old injuries, based on what it requires me to do movement-wise, and gripping the sword for extended periods of time is triggering old repetitive motion injuries I had. And I like certain parts of kendo. I like the practice of form and getting everything correct. I love the discipline of it, so I think I'm going to explore other forms of martial arts, just ones where I'm not gripping something for so long. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to explore other options, but I'm probably not even going to finish the classes that I paid for because it's not worth the risk of injury to me. And I have other things that I would much rather. So I had risk of injury in both arms because I've had many issues with carpal tunnel and tendonitis in the past, and I don't want those to flare up again. And they feel like they want to flare up with this particular sport. And then I have what feels like stress in my left foot because you have to, the way it is with kendo, you have to bear all of your weight most of the time on your left foot, but your heel always has to be raised from the ground. It makes it to where when I run, the toes of my left foot hurt because they've already dealt with the stress of holding my weight for so long with the heel raised. And so it's just, I love the concept of it, and I think I'm going to explore other martial arts that maybe don't trigger those stress points in my body and try something else some other time. But very curious to know how everyone else's fitness and weight loss journeys are going. I'd love to hear something happy after this bullshit that I looked at today. And then one last thing. So, once a week I'm going to post something about ways that you can support the channel. You are under no obligation to. I want to be absolutely clear about that. I am happy just to have people watch. But if I present something that you're interested in and you'd like to put some money towards it or you want to try it out, then please use my links. Today I'm talking about Stitch Fix. I really like Stitch Fix, but I do want to be clear it's for a certain type of person. I don't like shopping for clothes, and Stitch Fix makes it really easy to get clothes in my size that are my style. And the big way that you get clothes that are your style are you'll have an initial survey to fill out, but then on your homepage, you'll get style shuffles. And you take a look and you give thumbs up, thumbs down, whether you would wear them or not. And they use these to determine clothing that would be good to send you later. And this is how you get really good personalized boxes. So it requires a little bit of effort on your part. It's not for the fashionistas, really. It's for people that want presentable... I use it for presentable work clothes and workout gear. They have awesome leggings and some awesome workout gear that I use. It's what I actually primarily use for working out. The only thing that I have not had luck with is their sports bras. But if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, I have a referral link in my description for $25 off. If you want to try a box, that takes care of the styling fee, so you guys basically get to try it for free. You are under no obligation to try it. Please don't feel obligated to. Please don't feel like you have to. You take care of you. If this is not something that you wanted to try, then don't. But full disclaimer, it's an affiliate code, so if you try it out, you get $25 off, which I believe is the styling fee, and then I also get $25 from Stitch Fix to use on Stitch Fix, which is fine with me because I'm not one to shop for clothes, and sometimes I want the same thing that they gave me in different colors. Big things that I would recommend for this: work blouses is really good. I wasn't a big fan of their jeans, but their workout gear is really awesome, and I got the best wide leg pants from them. I've been waiting for them to restock it so I can buy a couple more pairs. Cost ranges, as you can see, can be $40 to $88, and this is with me choosing like the cheaper the better option, so you'll get stuff probably ranging between $30 and $80. But if you buy all the items that you get in the basket, then you get 25% off the entire box, which is like getting an item free basically, plus the $25 styling fee or whatever gets taken off the box as well. So just something to consider. Again, can't stress it enough, under no obligation. Please don't feel like you have to. But just wanted to give you that. So now I'm going to go back to the me that signed off too early. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.